All right, so evaluating functions and finding domain. Okay, so evaluating. We went over this word a couple days ago, or last week, I don't remember. What's another word for evaluating? Plug in. Okay. So plug in. Okay, so today we're going to be evaluating functions and finding domain. Okay, so number 9, make an... That's not up there, I'd already written stuff.
Slide 9.
Okay, so what did we get for... What did we get for f of 1 and f of 3? What did you guys get? Homework?
For f1, I had negative 1 over 2.
Okay, so we plug in a 1. Okay, so it's negative 1 over 2. And number 3, f of 3, what did we get? Okay, so we plug in a 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Can we have a 0 in the denominator? No. So we call that undefined. Okay. So, let's see, negative 2, 0, 1, 3, negative 1 half, undefined. What were my first two answers? Negative 1 fifth and negative 1 third. Okay. Number 10, evaluate the function. What's the first thing I'm going to do? What do I like to do when I'm evaluating functions?
Put parentheses around x.
Put parentheses around the x. Okay. That way I don't get confused about where I'm plugging in my numbers. Okay. So the first number we're going to plug in is what? 2. So negative 5, parentheses 2, minus 1. Okay, negative 5 times 2.
Negative 10.
And I bring down the minus 1. Negative 10 minus 1.
Negative 11.
Negative 11. So f of 2 is equal to negative 11. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for b. Okay, and what do we get? F of negative 2 equals what? I can't hear you guys. So f of negative 2 equals 9. Okay. All right, so part C, it's asking, use parts A and B, or using parts A and B, what is f of 2 plus f of negative 2? So who has an idea of what we're supposed to do here?
Add negative 11.
Okay, so we're going to add negative 11 and we're going to add 9. So f of 2, okay, from up here, we know that it is negative 11. And f of negative 2, we know that it's 9. So negative 11 plus 9 is negative 2. Okay. So f of 2 plus f of negative 2 equals negative 2. Any questions so far? Okay, so this next one, evaluate g of x. First thing I'm going to do is what? Nope. before I start plugging stuff in. Okay, I'm going to put parentheses around the x. Okay, so you guys go ahead and work on A, B, and C. Okay, so part A, what did we get? Zero? Does anyone disagree? Okay, so the answer is 0. B, what did we get? I know, undefined, there you go. You guys have a voice, use it. Undefined, why is it undefined? Because the 0 is on the bottom. Okay? All right, C. What's C? One divided by -1, guys. -1. All right, number 12. Go ahead and do A and B. Okay, don't move on to C. Okay, Angelique, what did you get for A? What? Square root of 7. Okay. Part B, what did we get, Nate? Square root of -2. Okay, are we allowed to take square roots of negative numbers? No, okay. So we're just going to write imaginary number. Okay, we're not going to get into that right now, but it's something that you're going to learn in Algebra 2. Okay, so imaginary number. Okay, so if we plugged in a 2 for A and a -1 for B, what are we going to plug in for C? What on? X plus 1. Okay. So I have 3 times x plus 1 and then a plus 1 outside. What do I have to do with that 3?
Distribute.
Distribute, okay. So I have 3x plus 3 plus 1. Can I combine anything? 3 plus 1? Okay. So then I have 3x plus 4. So h of x plus 1 equals square root of 3x plus 4. Okay. So 13, find the domain of y equals 2x minus 1. Okay, what can I plug into x?
Anything.
What are some examples? 2. Jackie?
36.
36.
Billion.
Aurora? 5. Okay, can I plug in negative numbers?
Yeah.
Can I plug in 0? Fractions? Is there anything I cannot plug in?
Irrational numbers.
I can plug in irrational numbers.
Square root.
I can plug in a square root.
Continue forever though.
Okay. So, if I can plug anything in, okay, my answer is all real numbers. All right, 14. Find the domain of y equals 1/2 x minus 1. What's my domain? What can I plug in? Okay, if these are your inside voices, I want you guys to use your outside voices. Okay? So what is...
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Outside voices.
It
Okay?
was my fan.
So what's my domain? So what's my domain? In your outside voice.
All real numbers.
All right, all real numbers. Okay, there's nothing that I cannot plug in.
Yes, me.
Does anyone have any questions on 13 or 14? Okay, outside voices, but staying focused, okay?
Okay.
That's what you have to do. All right. 15, find the domain of y equals 1 over x. Okay, I can plug in anything except 0. Caitlin, why can I not plug in a 0 in for x? Okay, because x is in the denominator. What happens if I have a 0 in the denominator? It's undefined, okay? And we don't want undefined as an answer. So, the domain is all real numbers, okay, except x cannot equal, and we said 0. Yeah.
Would it work if we just put X as X or...
Why not? Why can't we?
Because we can plug in a negative.
Because we can plug in negative numbers, okay? So we can have a negative number on the bottom, we can have a decimal, we can have a fraction, we can have a positive number, but we cannot have 0 on the bottom, okay? All right, 16, find the domain of y equals 1 over x plus 1. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you could plug in any number except for -1?
Okay, so she said that we can plug in any number except for -1. Jacob, what would happen if I plugged in a -1 in for x? It would cancel out and it would be 0. Okay. And Charisse, right? What happens if I have a 0 on the bottom? Okay, so Jacob said that, or who said first? Oh, that any number except -1. He said that it would make it a 0. What happens if we have a 0 on the bottom? I'm asking her. What happens?
Okay, because you're just gonna add 1 at the end. It's gonna be 1 over 1.
No, I would have a 0 in my denominator if I plugged in a -1, right? So why can't I have a 0 in the bottom? Okay, because it would become undefined. So one way that we can figure out what would make the 0, okay, is we set it up equal to 0, and then we solve for x. Okay, so now for the domain, it's all real numbers, okay, except x cannot equal -1. Is that just a little bit harder than having the x by itself? Or is it really hard? What do you guys think? Is it pretty easy?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to the next one.
The end of the slide and record.
Okay, and how do I scroll back?
You can't.
Oh, I can't scroll back. Okay, so what number was it?
Recommend it.
Number 12. 12B, right? We said imaginary number. Why was it that one an imaginary number? Yeah.
Because it was a negative.
Because it was a negative number. So can we have a negative number? Find the domain of y equals 1 over 2x plus 8. Okay, How do I find my domain? Yeah.
You have to plug in all the numbers, but the only number that cannot be plugged in and equals something that's not good or 0
Okay.
is -4. You
Okay.
cannot use -4.
So the denominator for sure cannot be what? Cannot equal to what? Okay. So I'm going to set up 2x plus 8 equal to 0 to figure out what x has to be to make that 0. Okay? So I'm going to solve for x. And x equals -4. So is x equals -4 part of my domain or not? Not, okay. So then my domain is all real numbers except x cannot equal -4. Okay, and if we go back to what number was it? What's happening?
You're still recording.
Oh, that's
Continue
what's
on.
happening. Okay.
You're good.
Can we have a negative number in a square root? No. Can we have a 0 in a square root? What's 0 times 0? Okay. So square root is the opposite of squaring something. And if 0 times 0 equals 0, then that means that the square root of 0 equals 0. So I can have 0, but I can't have negative numbers. Okay? So what can x be? Okay, say it louder.
Greater than 0.
Greater than 0.
Or equal to.
Yeah, greater than or equal to 0. So x can be greater than or equal to 0. Does that make sense? Any questions on any of this?